bit tippy then. Okay. Hello. This is Flow Together Wednesdays, and my name is Nancy. While the studios are still in kind of in flux right now, I'm doing the live program to kind of keep my vinyasa practice going. Today's practice is going to be a flow that we'll go through the flow, and then just follow along as best you can, and then I'll break it down, and then we'll do the flow again. So, but first, let's start with a warm up. So come into Sukhasana, find your sit bones, come into the space, come into the center. Feel a little breaths to get us right here. I like to think that the body brings us into the here and the breath brings us into the now, but they're intertwined. They work together. So once you've settled into your sit bones, really confirm it by exhaling through them into the earth. And the inhale creates a lightness and a lift through the spine. Gently draw the chin in to create length through the back of the neck. And breathe around the whole column of the body. Just kind of play with the breath. First thing in the morning, just kind of play around. Find the belly. Find the side waist. Find the back ribs. Maybe the back waist. Just play. No expectation. Just kind of feel out where your breath is going. Give it a little bit of guidance, a little bit of nudging. Just to get with your breath. And let's inhale the elbows, the shoulders right on up to the ears, and as we exhale, pull them around and down. Inhale to lift and exhale to roll. Let's get our spine nice and juicy here. The hands are on our knees. We're going to pull the chest forward as we lift the fingers, and we're pressing the heel of the hands so we can pull the chest forward and the shoulders back, look up. And as we exhale, pivot the hands so the fingers come inward, and we can really hunch the shoulders and round, particularly the upper back, but we're also getting the lower back too. So inhale, pull the shoulders back to give space through the heart. Exhale, curl. And explore how your breath dances with the body. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, come into stillness, into neutral spine. And let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, we're going to tip it over to the right side. Just now we're just warming up. So inhale here. Exhale, crawl it all the way around the other side. Sweep the right arm up. Stack the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, come on down. Inhale to stack the shoulders again. Let's make sure both sit bones are connected, staying connected to the earth. And even if they're not connected to the earth when we come forward, then let's make sure we're at least reaching for the ground with our sit bones. And let's rise all the way up. Palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's switch the orientations of our feet. Inhale to rise. Exhale to tip on over to the left side. Inhale to reach. Exhale, walk those hands out as far as you can. Look at the ground. Stack the shoulders up over here on the right side. Inhale. Exhale, crawl it out on tented fingers. Okay, next inhale, we'll lift up. And exhale, we're going to twist to the right. Inhale, sit up nice and tall on the sit bones. Roll that right shoulder open. Look back behind you. And we'll inhale to rise. Exhale the other side. Again, take a roll. Really pull this left shoulder back. Let it lead the twist. And we'll inhale to rise. Palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's roll it forward. Walk the hands forward, tuck the toes. Let's come on up to a nice down dog. Let's find our distance of down dog by rolling it out into a plank. Shoulders over wrists, and without changing position of hands and feet, lift the hips up. So let's really roll the spine out. So lift the heels, draw the navel in, roll it out into a plank. Exhale, send the hips straight up and back. Up on the toes, pull the navel in, roll it out. Gaze at the top of the mat. Exhale, press the hips back and up. Last one, inhale, roll it out. Exhale, let's come all the way down to the ground. Release. Let's keep the hands where they are. Roll the shoulder heads away from the ground. Squeeze them together. Inhale to lift the heart. And exhale to lower down. Maybe just pick up the feet. Inhale to come up. And exhale down. It's a little bit of a rock and roll here. A mindful rock and roll. Mindful. Oh, goodness. Okay, next time we come up, we're going to hang out, whether we're in a high cobra with the hips resting on the ground or a lower cobra. We can come into our baby cobra too. Difference between baby cobra and adult cobra is that we can lift our hands and still be here. Wherever you are, press the chest forward. Reach the toes back. One more breath. Exhale, lower down. We're going to push up through plank or knees to come to down dog. And we're going to look at the hands. And we're going to take a little frog hops. So we're going to hop our feet to the outside of the hands. If hopping's not for you right now, just walk up into a deep squat. Take an inhale here. Exhale, jump back to down dog. Inhale and down dog. Exhale, take a hop or a step squat. Exhale to move. Exhale, let's hop it forward again. And now we're in our deep squat. Let's hang out here for a little bit. Release the arms, give them a little shake. Let's set up our spine nice and tall by pressing the elbows into the knees and lifting the heart. Then release the hands. Try to keep that lift. Right hand reaches out, fingers to the floor. We're going to take our left hand and just guide the knuckles toward the face. Let's make sure that the right shoulder is not reaching up into the ear. Push that shoulder down. And then flip the hand and we'll give some pressure to the balls of the fingers, particularly the index finger of the right hand. Don't forget your breath. And other side. So left fingers to the ground. And we're just going to draw the knuckles in. Relax the left shoulder. Let's flip the hand. Palm faces away, fingers down. I'm already getting sweaty. It's warm in here. Release the hands, give them a little shake. Hands come to the ground. We start to lift the hips. As we do, the toes come in. Heels a little bit separated. Release into a forward fold. And let's let that arms just be ragdolls. And we're going to sway. Bend the knees. Make a grander sway. Crown of the head moving toward the ground. Gaze through the legs. Through the calves. And coming on into stillness, toes into the ground. Okay, fingertips to the ground, heel toe until the feet get under the hips. Let's inhale a flat back. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale to rise with a flat back. Press the hips forward, squeeze the elbows. And release. Give a little shake and we'll begin our flow. Let's come into mountain pose at the top of the mat. Yeah, I call this a summer fun flow. Pretty much one movement per breath. So we're going to inhale to rise, open the heart, and lead with the heart as we bow forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine, pressing into the shins or the floor. Exhale, fold, hop back with both feet. Make sure we land with slightly bent elbows. Chaturanga. Inhale into up dog or cobra. And exhale to down dog. So here's our staging area. Begin our flow. We're going to inhale the right leg up. Let's square the hips. As we exhale, we're going to come forward into plank. We're going to set the right toes on the left heel. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, the knee is going to come into the chest and we're in plank. Three-legged plank. Inhale to rise. Exhale, stack the foot. Inhale to rise. Exhale, pull in. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, stack. Inhale, lift up through the heel. And exhale, we're going to come forward. Step it forward. Lower on the back knee. Inhale to lift. Exhale, we're taking a side tip. Right hand to right thigh, and we tip. Inhale, sweep that right arm up. Exhale, reach it forward and down. Shift the hips back. Half Hanuman. All right, this transition's a lot of fun. Through lunge, launch into airplane. Exhale, fingertips to the ground. Inhale, sweep the left arm. As it comes around, it lifts the left hip into half moon. Exhale, bend into the standing leg and gently lower into warrior two. Inhale, we exalt, straightening the front leg. Exhale, we slide into triangle. Inhale, in triangle. Exhale, circle the left arm down, pivot on the left foot, lower down on the back knee. Inhale, circle the right arm as we twist to the right, reach back, pick up the back foot. Inhale, kick into the hand, open this right shoulder. Exhale, circle the right arm down into the inside, and we come right down into lizard. Tuck the back toe, inhale the knee off the ground. Exhale, send the right foot back to meet the left foot. We're in Dolphin Plank. Inhale to rock forward on the toes, swim it forward. Exhale to push back into the heels. Inhale to walk the feet in toward the face and come into a dolphin. Exhale here, bring the bones of big toes together. Inhale the right leg up. And now we're just going to play. Look at the thumbs, and we'll just take a few hops. 1, 2, 3. And bring it down. Knees to the edge of the mat, toes together. And sit bones on the heels. We're going to long child, flip the hands, palms up to the sky. 3 breaths. Completely explore the fullness of your breath. Filling up completely. At the end of the exhale, pulling the navel up into the spine to empty out totally. And then we'll flip the hands. Lift up, tuck the toes. Let's come back into our down dog. Let's inhale the left leg up. Spiral those thighs so we keep the hips aligned and not stacked. Inhale, lift up through the heel. Exhale, pull in. Knee to chest. Inhale, three-legged dog. Sink through the right heel. Inhale, stack the left toes on the right heel. Left leg up on that inhale. Exhale, pull in. Inhale to rise. Exhale, stack. Last one, reach it up. And exhale, let's bring it forward. Lower down on the back knee. We're going to inhale to rise. Exhale, left hand to thigh, and we melt the left shoulder for a side bend. Inhale, sweep the left arm up. Exhale, reach forward and down. Fingertips come down into half Hanuman. The inhale is going to bring us all the way up to flight. Airplane. Exhale is going to settle the fingers on the ground. Here's a great place for blocks. An inhale is going to sweep this right hand, and as it passes the right hip lifts. So we stack the hips into our half moon. Bend the knee as we exhale. Lower down into our warrior two. Inhale to straighten the front leg. Exalt the upper body. Exhale to shift the hips. And come into triangle pose. Inhale in triangle pose. Lean the right shoulder back. Exhale, circle the right arm around. Pivot on the right foot. Lower the knee. Circle the left arm so we open to the left into a twist. Exhale to reach back and get the foot. Inhale to kick into the hand. Keep rolling open the left shoulder. Exhale to lower the foot, circle the left arm back down. We'll come down into lizard. Tuck the back toes. Inhale to lift the right knee. Exhale to step it back into our dolphin plank. Dolphin plank. Inhale to swim forward. Exhale to press back. Inhale to walk the feet in. And exhale to find your dolphin. Let's bring the bones of the big toes together. We'll inhale to lift up through the left foot, left heel. Look at the space between the arms and give a few hops. 1, 2, 3. And then knees come down. Sit bones to heels. Extend the arms and flip them so the pinkies are together and the palms are toward the sky. 3 full, beautiful breaths. The end of your third breath, flip the palms, lift on up, tuck the toes, we're back and down dog. Okay, so that was the flow. Now we're gonna break it down so that the transitions become a little more ingrained in our bodies. And then the whole flow, there's no surprises. We can just move through each pose. So let's inhale the right leg up. Let's square the hips as much as possible. So I know all of us want to lift our toe as high as we can, but we're going to square the hips, drop the outer right hip. Yeah. And let's ripple out into a plank, stacking the toe on the left heel. Now, if you can even separate the big toe and the second toe and kind of clench the heel. And once we're here, let's kind of pull back on the heel, on the left heel with the right foot. Give it a little nudge. And as we exhale, we're just going to tap the left knee to the ground. Inhale to pull back up. And exhale to tap. Inhale. And knee tap. And inhale. Let's reach it all the way up. And as we exhale, let's bring that foot forward and settle into our lunge. And we're going to rise up into our Anjaneyasana. Let's hook the thumbs for this one. Fan out the fingers and reach the hands behind the ears. Pull the shoulders behind the chest. And we transition from our low lunge, our Anjaneyasana, into side tips. So let's go ahead and bring this right hand to the thigh, melt the right shoulder, and side bend to the right. And if you like, you can release the right hands and start to walk the fingers away from the hip. Looking for a long stretch from the top of from over the front of the pelvic bone on the left side, all the way out through the fingertips. Beautiful. Let's inhale to rise. Exhale to reach forward and down. We'll come into our half Hanuman. So give our a little love into our hamstrings. So we're going to pulse this foot here. So as we inhale, we peel the toes toward the face. And as we exhale, we relax the toes toward the ground. For this part, let's keep the spine nice and long. Get a nice flat back. Flexing and pointing. Option to have blocks under the fingers. Okay, next time we soften the foot, we're going to walk the hands out as far as we can. Again, on blocks is fine. And release the body over the extended leg. Let's check in with this right hip. We don't want it swinging out to the side. So let's pull that hip in. My friends who have their chest resting on their thighs, let's work to get the left cheek to the outside of the calf of the knee. Again, hands far forward. Tent the fingers, keeping them nice and active. Okay, beautiful. Now we're going to make that transition into airplane. So let's bring the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to come into a lunge, tuck the back foot, pop off the back foot, and lift the arms to a T. Roll the inner thighs together to keep the sacrum nice and level. Okay, let's bring the hands down to the ground and let's come back into our lunge. Let's try that transition again. Inhale, off the heart forward. Exhale, shift it back. And we're going to do our launch. As we inhale, weight comes into the right foot. We lift the arms. We challenge our balance. Lovely. Let's release the fingertips to the ground. And for this one, maybe we do get blocks under the hands. We want to keep the spine nice and long. Settle the right hand. We're going to do some circles with this left. So as we inhale, we stack the hips, hug the right hip in as we roll the left hip open. Circle the arm around. On the exhale, lower the left hip. Inhale to sweep. Lift the hip. Exhale to circle back down. Getting a bit of a workout on the outer right glute. Circle around and up. And hold here. Okay, so find your half moon. Maybe the balance today says we can look up. Maybe it says, I'm going to stay looking down at my hand. Okay, let's soften into that right leg so we can drop back into our warrior two. And let's find our warrior two. Flip the right hand. We're going to just hook the fingers behind the head. Settle the right ear against the right upper arm. Check in with the knee, making sure that it's not caving inward. Lift the lower abs into alignment. Strain the leg, release the fingers, reach long. As we exhale, we sweep forward into our triangle. Roll the right hip under, lean the left shoulder back, and we'll inhale to elongate our triangle and exhale to open it. Inhale, reach the left fingers away from the left hip. And the next inhale, we'll roll the hand all the way down to the ground, pivot on the back foot, lower on the back knee. And now we're coming into our Anjaneyasana twist. So sink the weight into the left hand, right hand onto the thigh to twist the chest to the right. Drop the left hip in toward the ground. And reach up to the sky. Let's keep this knee hugged in. Okay? It wants to wing out to the side, but we're going to keep it in line. Let's reach back. Let's pick up that back foot. Maybe we get the foot. We can kick into that hand, start to roll the right shoulder open. Bring the left shoulder under to support us. Pull the right knee closer to the body. Really press into the ball of the right big toe. And we'll release on the exhale. We'll circle that arm around. And we're going to come onto our elbows in lizard. Now let's find our lizard. So maybe our lizard's here today. Maybe we don't get onto our elbows. Let's try to keep our spine nice and long. Again, right knee hugs in. Stays square over the ankle. Fire things up a bit by tucking the back toe and lifting the back knee without lifting the hip. So sometimes I see this. Tuck the toe, lift the knee. That's a different stretch. So keep the hips low. Just lift the knee off the ground. Press the heel back strongly. We're going to make the transition to Dolphin Plank. So if you can do it from your elbows without tweaking your hip, then please feel free. Otherwise, come up into plank, step it back into plank, or come up onto the hands, step back into plank, and lower down onto the elbows. And then we're going to come into Dolphin by walking the feet forward. Now we're going to do a couple of our hops. Now, if you want to come up to the wall to practice your hops, then feel free. Just come away from the wall a bit. Give yourself some space. So the right leg's going to come up, and we're going to use the right heel as a pendulum. Going to play here, looking more or less toward the ground. If it's okay, if it doesn't feel so good for the neck, you can look straight ahead, but don't rest your head. This is not a headstand. And then we come back down, and we find our child's pose. Wide knees to give all this delicious space through the belly. Flip the palms. Just 3 breaths. It's not, the child's pose is not, at first it might be for the body to just kind of, but it's mostly for the mind to come back to the self. Okay, lots of activity. The mind tends to love lots of activity. So it's like, yeah, but it's always a good idea to come into the center of that kaleidoscope of experience. So you're at that still point in the center and the observer, just kind of bringing yourself back to center. All right, let's begin the other side. So we're going to inhale the left leg up, square the hips, and exhale, let's stack or pinch. So you got to feel it out. What feels better for you? Stacking and just pulling the heel back with the toe, or pinching with the first 2 toes and pulling back. As we exhale, we're just going to tap the right knee. Inhale, pull that heel back. Pull the heel back with the left foot, press the heel back with the right foot. And let's lift up. Bring the left foot up to the sky. And as we exhale, bring the knee in. And we'll step it forward. Lower on the back knee. Okay, find your Anjaneyasana, left knee over left ankle. Get that right knee back as far as it'll go. And we'll inhale to lift. Hook the thumbs, pull the arms behind the head, open the heart. Exhale to sink the hips. Coming into our side bend. Left hand comes as close to the top of the thigh as possible. Reach up out of the right hand, melt the left shoulder, and tip over to the left. If it's available, release the left hand fingertips to the floor and walk them away. Keeping the shoulders stacked over the hips. Shoulders in line with the hips, not necessarily stacked. All right, let's inhale up. Exhale, reach it forward and down. Shift the hips back. We're in our half Hanuman, but now we want the lengthened spine, flat back. Okay. I'll show you how to use the blocks here. So lengthen out of the hips, flex the toes on the inhale, and exhale, release the toes toward the ground. So as we flex the toes, we're also reaching out through the crown of the head. At the next exhale, we'll walk the hands forward. Heart moves toward the knee. And we melt over the leg. Maybe we get the right cheek to the outside of the left leg, and we walk the hands as far forward as they go, on blocks or off blocks. Rotate the hips to keep them square by pushing the right knee forward and pulling the left hip back. Okay, our fun transition. Let's come back up into our lengthened spine. Tuck the back toe, come into the lunge. We're going to launch off that back leg into airplane. Now just notice the ease between the sides. So roll this right hip down so we keep level through the sacrum. And exhale, we're going to lower back down into the lunge. Practice that transition again. So come back into half Hanuman. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale it out. And let's make the transition. Come forward, weight into left foot. Spring up with the arms. Reach back with the ball of the right toe. Reach forward with the crown of the head. And exhale, fingertips under shoulders. So I really like to use blocks here for this part. And we're going to circle this right arm. So as we inhale, as it passes the right hip lifts, left hip tucks in. Exhale, circle around and down, drop the right hip. Inhale, sweep up and open. Toes pivot out to the side. And exhale. Inhale, swing it up and open. Okay, find your balance in the half moon pose. Shoulders are stacked. Maybe we look. Maybe we look up. And we're going to soften the left knee and lower the back foot into our warrior two. Let's find our nice strong warrior two legs. Reach out with the arms, take a breath. And then we're going to bring this left hand overhead, hook fingers, snuggle the left cheek into the left upper arm. As we inhale, release the hands, straighten the front leg and the arms. As we exhale, bring the shoulders forward into our triangle. On the inhale, flip the right palm, reach overhead, not mirroring today. And exhale. Inhale long, feel the stretch out of the front of the right pelvic bone. Okay, next time, this right hand is going to come all the way down. We're going to pivot on the back foot and lower on the back knee. Release the toes. Weight into the right hand. Take the left hand onto the thigh. Twist the chest. Or twist the chest toward that leg. And reach up. Maybe reach back. Get the foot. Hug the left knee in. Make sure the left knee stays over the left ankle. Roll the left shoulder open. Come out of the right shoulder, but keep the hips sinking. Lots of little details. And I give a lot of physical details, particularly in videos. And I don't want you to get hung up on all the little details. But someday when I say something about a physical detail, it's going to click. It's not going to happen all at once. And it's not going to happen, and it's going to happen differently depending on the day. Even if you've done a million warrior twos, let's circle it around. Someday a cue that you've heard a million times is going to chime differently in your mind and body and make a new world of sense. Let's come into our lizard. So either walking the hands forward, let's keep the spine as straight as possible. Hug the left knee in. Roll the right hip down. If you want to fire things up a little bit, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee off the ground. Keeping the hips nice and low. Go long from the heel all the way out. The neck, the top of the head. Now we're going to step it back to Dolphin Plank. So however you need to get there with your body, please do so. And then we'll lift the hips and walk the feet in. Okay, we want the elbows under the shoulders. We want the wrists in line. So wrists, elbows, and shoulders are in one plane. So a lot of times the elbows like to tweak it out, but we want to keep them under the shoulders. And press back. Okay, if you want to do hops against the wall again, play around with hops against the wall, feel free, or just try it in the middle of the room. I like to look at the space between the forearms. Reach up with the left leg. Just going to use the heel. Just going to play around. Looks like against the wall. So need to practice against the wall. It's been a while. Just don't forget to breathe as you play. And when you're done playing, let's find our child's pose with our flipped hand. Let's find our breath. All right, let's walk the hands in. And we're going to go through that whole flow. But let's release our necks for a little bit, or just a minute, as we're kind of settle all that activity into our bodies. Let's tip the right ear. I'll mirror you this time. Tip the right ear toward the right shoulder. Let's release the right fingertips to the ground and just kind of relax them. Relax this shoulder. Let's make sure that the chin is not canting forward, that we are in line with that shoulder. And then we'll bring that hand overhead and just kind of give a little weight, not a pull, but a weight, and walk the left fingers away, pulling the left shoulder down. And then we'll bring the fingers in to kind of guide that shoulder down a little bit more. Again, chin draws in, lots of deliciousness through the side neck. And release. Let's look to the right. Chin over the shoulder, but don't cant the shoulder forward. And look over the left shoulder. And back. We'll tip the ear in toward the left shoulder now. Start to feel the space in the side neck. Relish the space in the side neck. Let's kind of drop this left shoulder a little bit more. Reach it up overhead to get a little extra gravity. Walk these right fingers away, pulling the space long. And then we'll just help it a little bit with the fingertips. Let's make sure that our spine, our core is engaged to keep us from coming into a back bend here. And release. We'll look over the left shoulder. We'll go over the right shoulder. And come back to center. Roll the shoulder. Give a few little shrugs, kind of rolling the shoulder heads back. And we'll begin our flow again. Okay, I'm not going to mirror you for the flow. I'm going to face this way this time. Let's find our down dog. If you want to vinyasa your way up here, that's kind of part of your practice and resetting, then please feel free to do so. Okay, we'll flow without a pause. We'll inhale the right leg up. Exhale, stack into plank. Stack the feet into plank. Inhale, rise. Just kind of coming into exhale, knee to chest. Enjoying the space between the poses. Enjoying that vinyasa means transition. And so finding your appreciation of the space between. Exhale, knee in, step it forward, lower on the back knee. Inhale to lift. Exhale to side bend. Inhale, sweep the right arm up. Exhale, reach forward and down, half Hanuman. Inhale, come forward, press up into airplane. Exhale, drop the fingers to the ground under the shoulders. Now swing the left arm up and open into half moon. Soften the right knee, lower the left foot. Exhale into warrior two. Inhale, straighten exalted triangle. Exhale to triangle. Inhale here. Exhale, circle the left arm, pivot on the left foot, lower down. Inhale to circle open with the right arm. Exhale to reach back and get the foot. Inhale to kick into the hand. Exhale to curl into lizard. Inhale to tuck the back toes with the back knee. Exhale, come back into Dolphin Plank. Inhale, come forward on the toes, swim our plank. Exhale to press back into the heels. Inhale to lift the hips into Dolphin. Walk it in. Exhale, sink the heels. Inhale to look down at the space between the arms, lift the right leg. And take a hop. And come down into wide knees, foot palm, child's pose, full breaths. 3. Forehead to the mat, chin gently tucked. And as the next exhale, flip the palms back. Come back into down dog. Let's take a vinyasa between sides. Exhale for our push-up. Inhale our back bend. Exhale. Back to down dog. Bring the feet a little bit closer together. They don't have to touch. Let's inhale the left leg up. Exhale to come into stack. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, lift, keeping the hips square. Rolling the outer thigh down. Exhale, knee to chest. Step it forward, lower on the back knee. Release the foot. Inhale to rise into Anjaneyasana. Exhale to come into a side bend. Tipping to the left. Sweep the left arm up on an inhale. Exhale to reach forward and down. Shift the hips back, half on one. Inhale all the way up into airplane. Exhale, fingertips to the ground. Inhale, circle the right arm, lift the right hip into half moon. Exhale, bend the left knee. Drop it back into warrior 2. Inhale, exalt the triangle. Exhale, come into triangle. Inhale, find the integrity in the triangle. Exhale, circle the right arm down, pivot on the back knee, back foot, lower the knee. Open up with a circle to the left arm. Exhale, reach back and get the foot. Inhale to kick into the hand. Exhale to circle the left arm back down. Elbows to the ground, or whatever your lizard looks like. Inhale, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. Exhale, step it back into a dolphin plank. Inhale to swing forward on the toes. Exhale to press back into the heels. Inhale to walk the feet in. Exhale, sink the heels. You can look at the feet here. Inhale, we lift the head to look at the mat. And lift the left leg up. Take a few hops. And coming down into our child pose. Mind and body integrating the activity of the last 50 minutes. And we're going to come all the way onto our bellies. Rest the forehead on the backs of the hands. Big belly breath into the ground. Sway the hips. Play the breath. The bird. Sigh. Oh, I need to switch around here. Okay, we're going to hike the right knee out to the side, 90-degree angle. Press the knee away from the body so that we can get the right hip closer to the ground. And gaze can be to the right. Let's reach our left arm out long and settle. And keep the head connected to that arm. I'm not really resting on it, just kind of the back of the head is pressing into the upper arm. So I want this arm straight, the left arm straight, because this is going to anchor my head. Okay, the inner right hip is as close to the ground as we can get it by pushing the knee away. Now let's straighten the leg. Let's push the toes away to get the hip, keep the hip low. Now we're going to start to crawl the foot up toward the face. Okay. If you notice the hip coming up, maybe we push the toes away from us and keep it coming. Now the reason I'm anchoring them into my head is because I've noticed a lot of folk, including myself, start to lean their face toward the leg that's approaching. But we're not going to do that. We're going to keep in line, keep our upper body in line with the hips, with the left leg as we bring this right leg in. Find your edge, melt the inner right hip. Soften the right shoulder. As you hang out here, maybe you notice little spaces to move into. Go ahead and move, but just make sure that we're releasing with every new position. Explore every sensation. Notice the muscles that are tensing up. You might even notice muscles in the left leg, which is not even participating in the stretch. You're just gonna, any muscles you find that don't need to be participating in the stretch, go ahead and just give them permission to relax. Explore the fullness of your breath, the transition between full and empty. The transition between empty and full. Okay, let's release that foot. Just gonna slide it back along the ground. Meet up with the left foot. Rest the forehead on the backs of the hands, sway the hips. And tap out the feet if you like. Flex and point. Circles with the ankles. And we'll set it on the other side. Okay, let's reach the right arm long. Set the head on the ground. Back of the head is resting on the upper right arm. Okay. Hike the left knee out at the hip and push the knee away so you get the inner hip close to the ground. Okay, once we got that established, we straighten the leg and scoot the toes away from us because we want to keep the inner. We want to keep the sacrum as level as possible. It's not going to be perfectly level. We want to get close. Okay, and then start walking that foot toward the face. If it'll go, you might be here and you might stay here and just enjoy all the sensations that happen here. Otherwise, you're bringing the foot toward the face and not the face toward the foot because we're anchored here on the right arm. Okay, this left shoulder wants to come up, but we're going to kind of snuggle and sink it back into the earth. We're going to breathe here with all the various sensations happening. Explore everything from the center of the lungs out to the tips of the toes, tips of the fingers, with our breath. Whenever you feel like you might have some space to move into, go ahead and crawl that foot closer. Keeping the upper body melted and anchored. Softening through the right thigh. Enjoying the stretch wherever it's at. Vivifying your connection with the exploratory pulse of the breath. All right, on an exhale, let's just sweep that left foot back. Rest the forehead on the backs of the hands. And just however you want to release, sway the hips, sway the feet. Thurber. Tap the feet, flex and point them, circle the ankles. Always allowing these little spaces for some spontaneity in your body. Just kind of, what's my body want to do right now? Maybe, no, maybe, yeah. Just play around with this. As I always say, the material expression of self. Just play with it. We get to play with it. All right, when you're ready, we're going to come to our backs. So feel free to do a vinyasa on your way there with the jump through. Ooh. Slightly unexpected. Allowing for the unexpected. Once you get onto your back, go ahead and, again, find how your body wants to release this practice, these last few bits. Let's keep our right knee. Actually, let's do, I'm going to do cat grab tail. I really like that one. So what we do for that is we're going to cross the right foot. We're not going to actually, we're going to cross the right knee over the left. We're going to take the left hand to the outside of the right foot. We're going to take the right hand and catch the top of the left foot. Okay, now we're going to start to kick out with this right leg and roll onto the outer left hip into kind of this hurtling shape with the legs. But we end up in a twist with a quad stretch on the left leg and a hamstring stretch on the right. And now roll the right shoulder into the ground. That might make the right leg pop up, but that's okay. We're trying to point the left knee toward the bottom of the mat, so keeping it in line. It might want to kind of come forward, but we're pulling it back with this right hand. Now every inhale pushes the, right sit bone down toward the knee, the left knee. Let's release the right hand. Left foot goes straight down the mat. Let's get heavy through that right shoulder. Release the right leg and just bend it. Just see if that moves you deeper into the single knee twist. Look back over the right shoulder if that feels good. Lovely. Let's come back to center. Roll it out, and we'll set up on the other side. Cross the left knee over the right leg. Use the right hand on the outer blade of the left foot. Take the left hand, top of the right foot. And we're going to start to roll over to the right as we kick the left foot out to the right. pull the right knee back and then bring the left shoulder back down to the ground. Maybe look over the left shoulder. Okay, if we can't keep the hold of the foot, we can also hold on to the calf. If straightening this leg is not working out, we can soften the knee. No big deal. Part of the appreciation for transitions is the transition your body goes through day by day as it moves through the years. Some days the legs are straight, the form might be impeccable as material of a physical being could be. And some days we make adjustments. Yeah, let's release the right leg. The right leg, yeah. Extend it long. Soften the left knee. Weight it down with the right hand. Reach out with the left. Snuggle the left shoulder even more into the mat. And let's come back to center. Let's bring the knees into the chest, rock around the sacrum. Again, anything you need to release. We'll take a short shavasana. It's about 2 or 3 minutes. And let's make sure that our bodies are ready to settle into it. Commit just 3 minutes. Can we commit 3 minutes to stillness? And even if the answer it resounds in your head is no, let's give it a try. I know in my early days of vinyasa, shavasana was almost torture. So let's put ourselves through that torture. Because eventually there's that little center of the kaleidoscope that starts to open up. And there's a place where we can be still and blessed and blissful. So just gentle inhales and exhales with the idea of settling into the midst of it all. There, we can always leap into the wilderness, but let it be our choice. Don't let the wilderness and the chaos drive us. Don't let the whirling winds drive us. Let us make the choice to launch ourselves into the winds and be able to steer our way through. As the next exhale sweeps through your body, and start to move through the fingers and toes. Deepening the breath with movement, inviting more parts of the body to move. With a big inhale, give yourself a stretch. And sigh to release. Lock the feet in. We'll curl onto the right side. Let's take this left arm and sneak it around behind the back as we just rest here for a moment. Closing the cycle, keeping our little ring of activity, rest, and reanimation. Let's go ahead and bring that left hand back so we can press it in, coming up to our Sukhasana. Find your Sukhasana and just kind of move the way your body wants to release. And we're going to inhale the arms, sweep them up overhead at the top of the inhale. Fingertips come together. You exhale down through center until the thumbs rest on the sternum. Relax the shoulders, relax the elbows. We'll seal our practice with the sound of Om and 3 Shantis. So take a nice big inhale through the belly, up through the chest. Fill up, fill up. Slow exhale through the lips. Squeeze it out. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale to begin. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. As we exhale, gently tuck the chin, honoring the brilliance that shines within you and within all of us. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining my live stream on Wednesday morning. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week. If you ever have any questions or comments, just leave them in the comment section. I'll try to check them out before I sign off. Yeah. Until then, have a beautiful week, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye for now.